What's up guys, Yank.com here, and today is the first in a new weekly series I'm going to do called FIFA Friday. Basically, as in case you didn't notice, I'm going to be playing FIFA every Friday. Obviously for the first two games I can only go with teams out the demo and stuff like that. This one's on my own. I'm hoping to just play with a couple of mates and stuff like that for next week and stuff. The idea of this is obviously playing a few games of FIFA, but I'm going to go through the weekend and whatever fixtures there are for the Premier League, and also for teams that have people who do the fancy football. I'm going to go through players that are missing and that could be starting in that and stuff like that. Obviously I'm going to give a couple of tips for stuff like, for players that you should watch out for that weekend. Obviously I'm not going to say, oh well, if United are playing Norwich I would put in Wayne Rooney, blah blah blah. Obviously that's a fucking no-brainer, but I'm on about, like, the kind of smaller teams with players like 5 to 6 million that you should look out for that could do well. So if you have a fancy football team, that's kind of something you could look out for. Obviously I'm going to do stuff like players who won't be starting as well, in case, because the amount of times I get caught out with players that I have in my team that don't start is unbelievable. Right, so let's get into this thing. First game up, we have the early kick-off on Saturday. Blackburn at home to Arsenal. Arsenal should win this. I don't think they'll win it comfortably, but they should win it. They were absolutely horrendous during midweek against Dortmund, even though they got a draw. I don't know how they did. Some other team could have bet them about 7 or 8-1 in that game. Their defence just looks so bad as it is. Mertzacker's there. Every time he touches the ball, he looks like he's going to fall over. Midfield wise, Arsenal should win this. Goals will come from Van Persie, Arteta, Gervinho, players like that. There's no really cheap options on Arsenal that you could put in there, because there's no one value for money as far as I'm concerned with Arsenal. Blackburn wise, I can see Blackburn being bet, but I can see them putting up a fight. If goals are going to come from Blackburn, which I think they'll nick 1 or 2 goals against Arsenal here in this one, but have a look for the likes of Formica. He's down as a midfielder, even though he does play up front for them. He's got 2 goals so far this season, I think it is. He looked well against last weekend. He didn't take as many chances as he usually does. He's 5.4 million, which means he is good value for money. He is one of those lads who will get you a couple of points every now and again. 5.4, he is fit, he should be starting, so look out for him. In goals for Blackburn, we have Paul Robinson. He's 4.5 million. He's not going to keep you clean sheets, but he will pull off a lot of saves and get you goals, so that's one to look out for as well. Another game on Saturday, we have Aston Villa at home to Newcastle. This is a tough one. I think this one's going to be a draw. I'm not sure though whether it's going to be a score draw or a 0-0 draw. I'm going with a 0-0 draw. I'm taking the gamble on this. I'm going for Tim Krul in goals, and I'm going for Ryan Taylor in defence for my team. 2 of them around just over 4 million each. Ryan Taylor likes to go up, he likes to get in crosses, he takes free kicks on the edge of the box as well. For Aston Villa, the only injury doubt is Emil Heskey. He won't be starting. If they're going to get goals, look for goals from the likes of Bon Lahore, Bent. Petrov scored this year, which means he won't score for another 13 months. All Aston Villa's defenders are 5 million, 5.5 to 5 million. To be honest, yeah, as I said, goals, if they're going to come from anywhere, are going to come from those 2 strikers. Look out for Albrighton as well. He does like to make runs, he likes to get whip in balls and stuff like that as well. Next up, we have Bolton at home to Norwich. To be honest, there's only one winner of this, and that's Bolton, even though they lost 5-0 the other day against United. Again, there's no real main injury doubts for Bolton. Again, with Norwich, it's pretty much the same. There's nobody missing. Norwich, the only place that looks like they're going to get goals from is Holt. He's around 6 million or something like that. I think he's probably just a bit less. Goals from Bolton, look for Kevin Davies and Klasnic. They're both just over 6 million each. Petrov is just over 5.5 million. He looks good value for money. He looks like a lad who likes to get into the box as well. So I'm not going to go for any defenders for Bolton this week. I think they'll concede anyway as it is, but those are the main players I'm marking out for that. Next up, we have Everton at home to Wigan. I think Everton are going to be too strong. They have had a bit of a stuttery start to the season, but I think they will come good. Goals, I think this one will be I think they'll keep a clean sheet against Wigan. I don't see Wigan getting many goals. Di Santos up front and Rodallegra look like they're playing. To be honest, I don't see either of them scoring. If you're going to look for anyone midfield wise for West or for Wigan, I think Watson. Yeah, Watson looks good for Wigan. He's only cheap as well, so stick him in. Everton wise looks striker wise, you don't know. Saha looks like he could be playing it. Even at that though, he's not really an average week in week out goal scorer. You wouldn't really know. The goals from anywhere, they're going to come from Cahill, He's around just 7 million, and Leon Osman looks good value for money. He's just over 6 million. He's their top point scorer so far. Next up, you have Swansea and West Brom. The only injury out for this is West Brom's midfielder Chris Brunt. He looks like he won't be playing. Again, this one looks like it should be pretty much a clean sheet for West Brom against. I can't see Swansea doing much. There's no real threat there except for Sinclair in midfield for Swansea. He's around 6 million if you want to put him in. West Brom wise, Olin Wingy 7.4 or something like that, or 7.1. He scored obviously last week and he missed a penalty. I think he looks pretty good. He looks pretty sharp. I fancy him for a goal. 7.4 million. He's not as expensive as most of the other strikers I put him in. Shane Long is back from injury. He looks like he could be starting up front as well. He's only around 6 million. He could be worth a gamble too. Defence wise, if you're going for a defender, Olsen and Shorley are both 4.5 million. They're both kind of two defenders who like to come up for corners and stuff like that. Could Nicky go? Shorley's got a lot of points so far this season. He's at 4.5 million. He's pretty good value for money. Next up, we have Wolves at home to QPR. To be honest, Wolves look like they're going to be good value for money here this weekend. There are a lot of cheap players. They look like they're going to win this game comfortably enough. Fletcher is out as far as I know, so look for Kevin Doyle. He's only around, I think he's around 6 or 7 million. He's got 10 points this season so far. I'd say he'll probably nick another couple of points. Midfield and defence, or not midfield, goalkeeper. Hennessy in goals for Wolves. He's around 4.5 million. He will get you a lot of points this season. He won't keep clean sheets, but he'll pull off a lot of saves. And midfield, Jarvis. That's, to be honest, is the only player who looks like he could do good for them. He's got like 20 something points or something like that in midfield. He's only around 6 million as well. QPR, if points are going to come from anywhere, look for Joey Barton, Sean Ray Phillips. They're about 6 million each as well. And that Abril Tarat lad, he's about 6 as well, 6.5 million. That's other than that, the QPR have very little quality in their team. I don't see them doing much. Next up, we have on the Sunday games, we have Tottenham at home to Liverpool. Tough game to call. I think it'll be a draw though. Either that or Liverpool will win. It is a tough game to call. The only injury doubts are for Liverpool, two long term as Johnson and Gerrard. Tottenham I think is pretty much as business as usual. If goals are going to come from Tottenham, look for the likes of Jermaine Defoe and Adebayor. Obviously Gareth Bale is going to be thereabouts. Van der Vaart is out for Tottenham as well, just in case you were wondering. And I think one of their defenders is out. I don't think he's the starting one. I see a lot of goals in this game, even though I think it'll be a draw. Liverpool, the usual suspects. You're going to have Suarez, Adams, Hennessy, maybe Carroll. You wouldn't know. He's a bit of a gamble though at like 9.5 million or something like that. If you're going to go for anywhere for goals from Liverpool, they're going to come from Suarez, and he's like nearly 10 million. So it's not really much of a gamble. You will have to build your team around him. Next up then you have Fulham at home to Man City. To be honest, there's only going to be one winner of this one. That's Man City. Goals, the usual suspects. Look for Dzeko, Aguero. Silva's going to get involved. As far as I know, Milner's out, so look for maybe someone else to be put in there as a holding midfielder, unless they go up with like 4-4-2 or something like that. For Fulham, as far as I know, it's a full strength squad. Look for the usual suspects for goals for them. You know, the likes of Clint Dempsey, Bobby Zamora, Andy Johnson. Danny Murphy looks like he'll be playing again as always. Defence wise, most of their defenders I wouldn't even bother this week because Man City will be certain to score. Sunderland and Stoke. This is a bit of an interesting game. Where are goals going to? If you can answer me where goals will come from a Sunderland team, then I think you should be managing the team. To be honest, because with no Asamoah Gyan, they do not look like a decent side. They have Bentner there. He's 6.4 million. He just doesn't look good. He doesn't look good enough. He's not one of them strikers who's going to carry a team. He's not going to get you goals and you need it. Midfield, if they're going to score from they're going to score from midfield. Look for the likes of Sebastian Larsson, Richardson. They're both around just over 6 million. To be honest, even El Mohammadi as well. He's 5.5 million. He looks like he might do something for them. And that Dong Won Ji lad who scored against Chelsea, he could start up front. He's not even 5 million. He got 7 points already in one game. Bardsley and O'Shea are out for Sunderland as well, by the way. So look for Brown, Bramble, and Turner to look playing defence just in case. For Stoke, obviously playing on Thursday, they were robbed, in my opinion, against in Dynamo Kiev. It's pretty much business as usual. The only absentees are going to be Woodgate and Matty Reddington. Midfield wise, look for the likes of Glenn Whelan, Jonathan Walters. Jermaine Pennant looks like he'll be starting as well. Up front, No, Kenwyne Jones 6.4 million. Peter Crouch 7 million. He looks like he could be probably starting for them as well. So other than that, I can't really see many other players coming up and doing something. Unless Rory Delap does something, he's 5 million. He could get an assist with one of his trademark long throws. But I don't know. I think this one will probably end up in a draw. But if you're a gambler, go for Stoke to win this one. And last but not least, in case you don't know, there is a small game going on Sunday evening. It's a five-a-side in Manchester between Chelsea and Man United. Look for the usual suspects in this one because it's just going to be all over the place. I don't know. The Chelsea fan in me is going to say Chelsea are going to win, but I don't know. United are just playing so well at the minute. It's hard to call. As far as I know, both teams are at full strength. Obviously, Cleverley is going to be out and Vidic is out for United. The only Chelsea injury is Essien. So I wouldn't suggest putting in Torres. I don't think he'll do it. He got 2 assists midweek, but I don't think he'll score. If he had anything, he will get an assist. Look for Anelka to start up front with Torres, as Drogba looks like he's going to still be out for this one. Goals for United, if they're going to come from anywhere, are going to come from the usual suspects: Wayne Rooney, Hernandez, who else? Ashley Young. Maybe he didn't really do much on Saturday, and he was quiet. He has been quiet in the last couple of games, but he didn't do anything against Bolton on Saturday, so I don't expect him to do anything. He probably will have a quiet game. Defence for Chelsea, if you're going for it, don't bother with Ashley Cole. He looks like he's not going to do it. And Bosingwa will be starting, as far as I know. He's been good value for money. He's not even 7 million. He's not even 6 million. He's 5 point something. He looks like he could be a danger man. Midfield from Chelsea, go for Morelos or Mata or Lampard. Lampard is like 11 million though, so it could be a bit much. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave it at that. That's pretty much all the weekend games covered. Until next week, or till sometime next week. I'll talk to you again, guys. Take it easy. Good luck.